What's up? I'm Kerry.
And I'm Dee Dee.
And we got a whole lot of other shit to talk about today. All right.
For sure.
We watching Oprah. And at some point, Oprah asked Cissy Houston whether it would have been all right if Whitney would have been gay. And she said no. Right in my mind, as soon as she said, because I'm thinking, oh, yeah, it's fluffy. No, she said no. She really meant it, too. She looked like, no. And you know, and I was sitting there putting pieces together in my head, saying, "Is it okay for you to have that feeling?" Like, you know, because we live in a real politically correct world now, where if you feel like that, you're a bigot or racist, or I mean, a sexist, or you know, you're a bigot or something like that. What is it? A bigot?
Or you're a hater. Really.
Yeah, you're a hater.
You're not. You know,
you're not a part of the new way. And I'm wondering if everybody thinks it's wrong to have that feeling. No, I don't want my son to be gay. I wouldn't even be comfortable with that. Why is that, you know, a hard thing for...
You're homophobic.
Yeah, you're homophobe. If you say that.
If you say, if you don't, you know, think that or want your child to be a part of what is popular. I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Well,
is it wrong for her to feel like, you know, for her to say, hey, would you have a problem with your daughter being a lesbian? She said, yes, she would have had a problem with that, you know, because that's her feelings. You know, a lot of those older people, they're from the old school. They don't believe in, you know, lesbian and gay relationships. They believe that, you know, a man and a woman should be together. So is it okay to feel like that? Is it okay to have your own opinion about and have your own ideals and be able to voice your opinion about how you feel about something? Personally, I don't think that I think that everyone should be allowed to have their own opinions and their own feelings about how they feel and what they think, and should not be criticized or called other than their names because of it. Just as each side wants the same respect and the same, want the same, be able to feel the way they feel and live the way they live. I think
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think that just because a person have their own opinions or feelings about something and it's not of the majority, you know, that doesn't mean that they're a homophobic or that they're racist or that they're any of that. Maybe that's just how they feel and that's what they want for their own particular family. Because I feel like the difference in it is, to me, is if you're trying to infringe the way you feel upon somebody else, then that's where the problem lies. Just as if a gay person tries to convince someone else that gay is the way to go, and and just because you're gay and everybody's going gay, that you should be gay, I don't think that that's right. Don't try to infringe your views and the way you want to live your life upon somebody else. If I'm gay, I'm not going to think that everybody else should be gay just because I'm gay. And if you're not gay, I don't feel that you not being gay or you don't want your child to be gay. I don't feel that that's being homophobic towards me. That's what you want for your life and your family, even though your child may end up being gay. Now, if you hate your child because your child ends up being gay, then that's a whole nother story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of things that go with it.
You can have your opinion, but that doesn't mean you're not accepting. I have friends and family of different sexual orientations and race.
Right.
And I had a buddy who was married to a black woman, mm-hmm. but he really couldn't stand black people.
Right.
But it didn't make him, to the point where I want this nigga around me. No, if you're my friend, you're my friend. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to be hanging around in the hood smoking a Joe with every fucking body that's black. Mm-hmm. He had his feelings, but it didn't make him not accept that his wife and kids are black and that he had black people around him and friends. It's like, just because I don't want to be my child to be gay doesn't mean that I'm not accepting of a gay person that's around me.
Exactly.
Because that's your choice, but these are my opinions.
Right. So I think.
So I was wondering, do people feel like you can't have that opinion. Or
You know what? It kind of seems like that because so as soon as somebody says something that's of the opposite, if you say that you don't, if you say something like what Miss Sissy said, or how, she would have had a problem with her daughter being gay. That's her feelings and that's her thoughts. That wouldn't have stopped Whitney if she was gay. I don't think that would have stopped her from living that way if she wanted to. You know what I mean? That's just your mother's opinion and how she feels, but she couldn't stop her from doing what she wants to do. So it's like a touchy situation because a lot of people go through this every day. It look like now a lot of people can't really come out and express how they feel about their personal lives and their family's lives without being attacked from the other side because they feel like, oh, that person is homophobic. But if I feel a certain way that differs from yours, doesn't mean that, it shouldn't mean that you're just hateful of those people because you don't completely agree with them or you don't want to live like that. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
I think everybody should be able to have their opinion at least of how you feel.
I have a lot of friends I don't agree with, and it's not because they're gay or straight or black or white. I don't agree with you because I don't agree with some of the shit in your head, but that don't stop me from being your friend.
Exactly.
And just because a person doesn't like gay people or don't want their kids to be gay, not even don't like gay people, don't want their kids to be gay, or don't want your children to be gay, doesn't mean that you can't have people
gay friends
and just get along right fine with them and know they're lovers and boyfriends, husbands, whatever, and be fine with that.
But but I guess if you don't want your child to be gay, but then what if they end up being gay? Then see that's the difference because if they end up
you have to be accept you would as a parent.
I'm pretty sure there are people who don't want their child to be on drugs or want their children to be bank robbers
or stupid
or whores or something like that. You don't grow up and say I want to raise a whore or I want to raise a bank robber.
Well, I live in areas where some people did.
Well, I mean, okay, that's an exception. I'm saying. You don't bring children into the world saying, I want them to be,
such and such.
Such and such. If anything, you might want them to get good education. You might want them to, finish school, go to school, get an education, do well, live your life, and just be happy and live a good life. You don't want them to be in harm's way, So I think.
And I also want to say this.
Maybe.
I've had a friend who transitioned from boy to girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember his dad sitting down with the fellas talking to us and just out of the blue. You know what? He didn't give me time to see him as her.
Right.
And he wouldn't let me express myself. She was expressing herself. She had decided. But didn't give anybody any warning or chance to express themselves, and not so you can change, because you can't change a person, but the idea is that you can allow it seems like there's no give and take. It's like, I'm this now and you're bigot because you don't
want to accept it right away.
It's like, no, this person needs time, the same amount of time you needed to decide and then go through with it. That person needs that same amount of time, because you got to remember, a parent raised you. And I got a little boy here. This is my little son. I'm not going to say his name, but this is my little son. And now, 27 years old, you're not my son anymore. You're my daughter. I need a little minute.
You need time to process it all. It don't mean, but
it doesn't mean that I hate you.
But there are some that do hate, that disown their children. We're not talking about those.
No.
There are some that disown their
But you can't just call everybody a bigot. Like, my dad is a bigot. I remember saying it to her that, no, I don't think he's a bigot. You bust this out on him.
That's a lot to take in, you know?
And you didn't give him a chance. You don't even want to talk to him. He's a bigot automatically, because that's the term. If I don't accept you right this moment, I'm a bigot. His dad didn't have an opinion. I remember he used to be like just sitting there smoking a cigarette. Didn't know what this, I got to a point where I didn't even walk down that way. That was the way the kid be. I didn't even walk that way anymore because I didn't want to talk to him. about what was going on. Y'all have a good one.
That's crazy. But let us know what you think about this topic. You know, just leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think, what your feelings on it. Because I would really love to know what you guys think about this whole situation. You know,
And
so
this is a whole nother video. But yeah, let us know. All right.
peace.